Sunday. I mean, what did Selection Sunday look for you guys? Evan, you guys got the auto bid. Obviously, Reagan, you're waiting around to see if you guys would get in. So just, Reagan, why don't you start and just tell us what that was like for you, and then Evan for you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we were all together, and just the like suspension around it and the excitement around it. It was our team, all of our coaches and all of our coaches' family. It was super exciting, and especially that moment of relief when you finally get to see your team on the screen, and especially see you on the team. It was just super exciting, and it kind of was like an exciting moment just to know that all right, work's not done. We have practice tomorrow, and we got more games to play. So definitely a super exciting moment, and just like a feeling that I definitely won't forget.
Yeah, it was fun for us too. Obviously, a little different beast because we're one big league, and when we win the MAC tournament, we know we're getting in. So it's kind of a celebration, if you will. We stay all night Saturday night after the victory, and then come home on Sunday morning and have a couple hours to just relax and catch up on some sleep after a long week. So we come in and they drop the big board down, and there's fans sitting behind us. So like I said, it's more of a celebration than kind of a sitting on your toes and waiting to see if you get in. But that's always one of the most fun days after winning that, is being able to do that.
So are you guys following each other's selection shows on each other, like on your phones, like watching to see when Akron's going to pick, seeing if Iowa State's going to get in?
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah,
rushed home. I rushed home to make sure everyone's like, play this, that, whatever. I'm like, this is all really cool, but I got to get home to make sure I see the next one.
Did you make it back in time?
You said what?
Did you make it back in time?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because I think that one ended and there was like an hour break before the next one started, but I made it back in time. But everybody wanted to chit-chat about Arizona. I was like, that's really cool, but we can talk about this tomorrow.
So, I mean, as a brother, you get to see your kid sister do this for the first time. When you finally see her name pop up on the screen, I mean, what is that like to experience for you?
Yeah, it's so cool. Like I said, I mean, I don't know if I put it on Andy Katz to see if he could find another active brother-sister duo. So there was just a lot of pride in knowing that we're both actively playing and we're both in the tournament, and that's something that not many people can say that they did in a given year or ever. So I figured they would get in, and all the bracketology and stuff saying that they were going to get in, but probably be a first four. So obviously there's more anticipation around who you're playing, where you're playing. The South Bend had been thrown around a couple times, so I was anticipating seeing a close matchup to home. So that was good that it worked out like that for them. But I was definitely excited to watch and see who they got.
Reagan, for you on Evan's side, since you know he's in already, is more of the suspense on just like where he's going to go and what team he's going to get matched up with?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, we all got to the selection so early, so we got to see, the men's side of it, and everyone was same thing. Everyone was chit chatting, and I was like, "All right, guys, like they're coming up soon. Like everyone be quiet." And no, when they did pop on the screen, everyone kind of went crazy just because they know how close we are and how exciting that is. To have your brother also playing in the NCAA tournament with you. That's something that's super cool.
So your team was celebrating too when Akron's
Oh
name
yeah,
popped up?
oh yeah. They trust me. They love E Willie. They love E Willie.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh my gosh. So when
Yes.
did you two finally get to connect? Like, did you guys have a chance to talk or text Sunday night?
A little bit. It
Yeah,
gets so busy. Like you flew out pretty quick. That I remember
yeah.
my mom texted me. Was like, Reagan's already on a plane. I was like, God, that was fast. But when you play on Wednesday, you got to get out and go, and everything's decided by
Yeah.
the NCAA at that point when it comes to travel. So they were up and at him, and yeah, it happens so fast sometimes.
So when you guys see the locations, what are your thoughts with your parents? Like, how is mom and dad going to do this? Or like, where's your guys' heads at with that stuff?
Yes, for sure. I wanted both of them to be with Evan just because I knew like how special that moment is, and just it's the last one. But I knew they were gonna split up either way. One was gonna go one way, one was gonna go another. It did suck when we saw Seattle, and obviously Indy, and we were like, heck yes, we can make both these work. And then you see Seattle, and it's like, oh, that one hurts a little bit. But no, we had all these different master plans, or at least our mom did, how she's gonna try and make both games and then fly this and then come back here. But no, so my mom ended up going with Ev, and then my dad stayed with me. Um, but yeah, my mom already had a plan that if Evan would have lost, they would have flown back to see our game, and then if we would have lost, I would have flown into Seattle. So whatever happened, we were going to try and make it work. But I mean, unfortunately, we both ended pretty quickly. But yeah, I was excited that both were able to see a special moment for different reasons.
So she had plans divvied out for like every scenario. What was
If
like?
if you know my mom, you know that she loves to plan a trip no matter where it's at. So there was no location. We could have been playing in a different country, and she was going to find a
She
way to
was
make.
there.
She loves to plan a trip. So she
That's
made it work.
amazing. So she had this mapped out to like different locations. This wasn't just exclusive to Seattle.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
you
this was going to
New
work
York
no matter
City.
where it was at. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What was the most? Was there like one plan that was more outlandish than the others?
Seattle was the most outlandish. Like when I saw Seattle, I was like, "Dang it, that's going to put a stress on everybody." But she made it work. She flew out the next morning after the Princeton game, and it was convenient actually that it was Seattle because when she got there it was noon, compared to it being 3, 4, 5 o'clock on the East Coast time. So she got there and was able to come to shoot around, and then we hung out that night and was able to see the game. So the West Coast time kind of made it work for her coming out that way to see me. But if anyone knows my mom, they're not surprised that she made it.
Yeah, no. I mean, she was literally at my Princeton game and then went home that night, got home super late, then got up super early to catch a flight to go to Seattle. Like,
Oh my God.
she was not missing it.
You guys had the second play-in game, right? Like you guys were the late start.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Did your dad make these trips with her, like back down to Noblesville and then back up to South Bend, or did he just
Oh
chill?
yeah, he went back to Noblesville, but he got it because he didn't want to miss more work. So he was on a little tighter schedule than she was with his work. But yeah.
Evan, was there ever any doubt that your mom was going to make it out to Seattle in time for the shoot around?
Nope. The only thing that would have put her in jeopardy was like Southwest or whoever screwing up a flight. She was going to make it out there one way or another. It was just depending on if the airline let it happen.
Oh, that's phenomenal. So I got to ask for Reagan and her playing game. Did you settle in and watch her at the hotel?
Yeah. We watched, I think, so that would have been Wednesday. We landed and her game was starting. So I was watching a little bit on the bus, and then we were, you know, how you get there and you're moving and shaking and whatnot. So you're trying to get all your bags up wherever. But I was able to watch a little bit. I was able to watch the Michigan game more attentively because it was 8:30 in the morning where I was at. So we hadn't started anything. So I was like, this is awesome. So me and my mom met at there was like a restaurant bar on one of the floors in the hotel. So we sat there and took over a TV, and yeah, that one worked out more. We were landing as they were tipping off. So I was able to watch a little bit here and there of that one.
And then Reagan, on the other side, after your game, did you go back? I'm assuming you flew back to Ames right away. Did you get a chance to see Evan's game?
We actually stayed because it's all up to NCAA, like with flights and stuff. So they were like, we can't get anything out tonight, so we'll stay. So we had to stay and fly out the next morning, which kind of worked out in our favor. So we could watch Ev's game. So my dad ended up staying. He got a hotel for that night, so we ended up staying so we could hang out, whatever. So we went over to Brothers and we made sure the workers put the TVs on the Akron game. So yeah, we were able to watch the game as well.
That's cool. So, I mean, for both of you, I mean, what is it like watching a sibling compete on that stage?
It's intense, man. Like I'll have to send you a picture of someone took a picture of me and my mom watching that game. As soon as Reagan checked in, she got like 10 feet close to the TV. I thought she was going to jump through it. You just know that it means more when you're in the NCAA tournament, not only because it's a win or go home, but it just means more to everybody. Like it's the greatest. I call it the greatest annual tournament in sports in the world. Like there's nothing that tops the NCAA tournament. So knowing that you're on that stage and that it's also a do or die moment, like the intensity is what makes it so much fun. So you feel the intensity all the way in Seattle when the game's being played in South Bend.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, same thing. Just especially with it being his last year, you know, that was definitely some more emotion into it. And honestly, just like being able to watch him on, you know, one of the biggest stages on TV has just been something that I've just looked up to. I mean, this is his 4th year doing it, is what, 3rd year making the tournament.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's just inspiration for me, and seeing all the cool things he gets to do when he makes it to that level, you know, is just something that truly just makes me work harder.
So, for you guys, just conversations, you guys have a chance to talk much during the day, or is it just kind of after the games, after both of you are done, wrapped up?
It's after. It's so much business and scout this and shoot around that you get so busy sometimes. But obviously we always are checking in on scores and stuff when they're happening. But when it's the day of the game or week of the game, it gets pretty busy. A good luck text we'll get through. But anything longer than that, somebody's going to be busy with something.
Exactly.
Reagan, did Evan have any piece of advice for you going into your first NCAA tournament?
Oh yeah, I mean he's always got advice for me. I can always lean on him. But I mean the biggest thing was just having confidence throughout this whole season. You know, I'm a freshman in one of the toughest leagues, and it was going to be up and down. Like we knew that. But no, just embrace every opportunity that I get. I think was the biggest thing I learned from him, and then just do it with confidence.
And for both of you guys, when you're watching these games, are like watch parties with you? Were you able to just have? Was it just one-on-one time with your parents? Like when you're watching the NCAA tournament game, was it just you and your mom, Evan, and just you and your dad, Reagan?
So it was me and my mom, but obviously, like Reagan's team supports me. Some of the parents of my team and my teammates support Reagan. So when we were sitting there were some parents. It was early, so some guys were still asleep. But my coach's wife knows about Reagan, and some other parents know about Reagan and how much I support her and we support her. So there were some people up there watching with us, and it's my team and Reagan's team does a good job of promoting a very family environment. You know, we root on each other's brothers, sisters, siblings, parents, whatever. So that family environment stretches not beyond the court when it's an Akron jersey, you know, and when it's Reagan competing, they're rooting and they're paying attention. So easier when they're in the spotlight like they are in the national spotlight. People are able to pay attention to them, but it's not uncommon for someone to say, hey, I saw Reagan, the girls had a big win last night or this, that, whatever. So it's a very family environment, and there were some other people cheering them on with us.
Yeah. Yeah. Same thing with us. When my dad and I went to Brothers, I took a teammate with me, and then one of my teammate and her whole family came. But I mean, we were all locked in on the TV the whole dinner. But same thing as Ev said, like we just both, you know, really embrace that whole family vibe here. And, you know, I had Coach Finn texted me before Evan's game, you know, right after we had just lost. He still, you know, had the courage to text me and good luck Evan in his game. You know, I just think that speaks a lot on our program. And yeah, I mean, even after the game, I had all the coaches coming up to me being like, you know, tough loss. The biggest one was after their conference championship game. I think every coach came up to me after that one and was like, what a win. Like, that was crazy. And I was like, I know, I was there. But, you know, everyone loves each other's families here. And I think that speaks a ton on who we are. And
I will say Coach Finn was one of the first people that texted me after the championship game when I picked up my phone. Like, he was one of the first names up there, and I was just impressed, you know, that he not only was watching but took the time to text. Like, it could have been anybody on my phone that I saw, and he was one of the first ones. So it speaks volumes, like Reagan said, to their program.
That's really awesome. Is there anything else that you guys want to share? Anything that I should have asked about but didn't?
Winners are born and raised on Summer Road, Noblesville, Indiana. That's all I got.
Facts.
It's been fun to watch her grow underneath me, and we push each other every day, and we'll be pushing each other when we get back together in May and in a little bit in June. But it's been a hell of a ride, and I'm glad we've been able to do it together.
Yeah, for sure.